Good. Well, yes, we are. I am starting a meeting where I would like to invite GPT, 4 person, and I'm about to speak about Psalm 23, about one grammatical issue in this psalm. This is my invention. It is not quite serious, and every professor of Hebrew would and Syriac would laugh about my ideas what concerning this grammatical issue here. But nevertheless, I am discussing this issue, and let me see what I have as a result. Well, now what I should do, I should invite GPT. A minute, a moment, please. He's at my door and I am inviting him inside. Why I am inviting inside. He is connecting, he or she. Let us see what should be this time. He or she, I expect he person should appear. Let us see, let us hear. More precisely, he is only to be heard. He doesn't show his face. Yes. Yes, please come in. Yes, please come in. Please come in. Yes. Yes. Great. Yes, okay.
Let's get started.
Yes.
What would you like to talk about or know more about?
I would like to speak about Psalm 23. I have. Yes, please.
Self 73 could refer to a variety of things. So could you please provide more details?
Yes.
Are you referring to
this should be
concept,
yes
product or something else entirely? This will help me give you the most accurate and relevant information.
Yes, okay. I should speak about one grammatical issue, but not quite in a usual language, but in Syriac, Aramaic, biblical language. I had been a teacher of Hebrew. And for some time, I am engaged in Syriac studies.
You're interested in discussing the grammatical aspect of Syriac, an Aramaic language used in ancient and religious texts. Syriac has a rich and complex grammar. What specific grammatical issue or topic of Syriac are you?
Yes, Yes, this issue is very interesting. Reading 6 verses of Psalm 23, we find that there are forms, and precisely 10 forms with dropped pronominal suffixes, and these 10 samples of dropped pronominal suffixes are all of the same time. They are singular first person. For example, if we start to read Psalm, and we know in Hebrew we start, as Dante says, Adonai ro'i lo exar bi neot deshei arbitseni al me menuchot yenachaleni nafshi yesoveh v'yancheni v'magale tzedek leman shemo. This is the beginning of the Psalm 23. But in Hebrew, in Syriac, Aramaic version, this psalm sounds a little different. Similar, we might find some similarities, but it is nevertheless, it is quite different. And so we read, Mariane Ren, Vemeden la nechasarli, ve al marget ushna, nashreni, ve al maya chaye, dabran, napshapni, ve dabran, bashpilai kushta, metul, shmak. These are the first.
Yes.
Yes.
Particularly focusing on the use of pronominal suffixes.
Yes.
In
Yes.
and are attached to nouns or verbs.
Yes.
Your observation of 10 instances where the suffixes are dropped in the singular first.
Yes.
This can be a stylistic or grammatical feature unique
Yes.
to the text.
You took precisely what I'm about. Thank you. You took precise. Yes.
Of Psalm 23, Syriac. It's
Yes.
important to note that while Syriac and Hebrew are both Semitic languages, they have distinct differences in vocabulary.
Yes, of course.
This results in variations in how texts like the Psalms are rendered in each language.
Yes, of course. Very nice.
The phrase you mentioned, Arjan ren v'meiden lanechasar li ve'al marget ushna nashran ve'al mayachai dabran, would indeed sound and be structured differently from its Hebrew counterpart. This is the characteristics of Syriac grammar and vocabulary. Do you have specific questions about the grammatical structure?
Yes, but now look.
Passage or other aspects of Syriac grammar.
Yes, you captured the problem quite correctly. You characterized this thing quite correctly. As I supposed to look on this problem with dropping this, but now look, it might be a question already explored in every grammatical book of Syriac. We may find paradigms of these verbs and nouns and pronouns with suffixes, and especially for one first person singular. And we see always that there are two possibilities: to use this verb with suffixes in the dropped form. Such strange dropped form, and an other option is to use in place of these dropped suffixes. We may use these enclitic pronominal forms. This is to say simply to replace pronominal suffixes with enclitic pronominal forms. And it might be quite indifferent, this argument. No, well, in the Syriac we have such a thing, in Hebrew we don't have, but Syriac is this strange language that has this, that is to speak in grammatical terms. But if we imagine that simple people who are using these languages, they don't know anything about grammar of their language, but they are fluently using Syriac and Aramaic, and some people, most people maybe don't know about grammatical issues, about grammar at all. They make great eyes looking at us and what we are about, some nonsense about their language, but we people from scientific trained to look on the world with scientific eyes. We put these scientific questions, and now is this problem about what is my question actually is it what is logic behind these dropped suffixes, because see, Psalm 23 has only 6 verses. It is very short from textual point of view. It is a very short psalm. We know very long psalms in Old Testament, but the 23rd psalm is very short, only 6 verses. And in these 6 verses we have 10 examples, 10 samples of dropped suffixes. And we might ask how people understand the text when we see these dropped suffixes. I may give some, for better imagination, I may show how it would like in English language. Suppose I want to say a simple phrase, because you are with me. I want to say it because you are with me. Suppose mother is saying to his her little children, because you are with me, you might feel very safe, because you are with me. And she is repeating this phrase, because you are with me, many, many times. And this child little learns from his mother, what does these words mean? Because you are with me. But look how it sounds in Syriac. Mother is saying not you are with me, but she drops the first person. She says you are with. She says to her children, you are with, and the child understands that this with whom we might ask, with whom she is saying, but mother in her head has ideas that she is turning to her child. You are with me, but she says, you are with, and children understand, her child understands that it is question turned to him, to her. She is saying you are with, but her child understands that she is saying you are with me. You might be very safe, nothing threatens you, you are with me. But she said, you are with. And look, this sample, this linguistical sample in 23rd Psalm is repeated 10 times. And already in the first sentence we read, Marianer en. We should understand, Lord, you are my shepherd. Lord, you are my shepherd. But this my is dropped. Actually, in text we read, Maria, you are shepherd. Whose shepherd? To whom addressed this is? We don't understand what this text is speaking about. It says, Maria, you are shepherd. And what does it, why I should be interested in this text, that this text says, Lord is shepherd. Well, nothing interesting about here, but we should understand by some unknown reason, linguistical mystery, that the text writer suggested to read this, Lord, you are my shepherd. My in this text should be the main issue. This psalm is addressed to us human being. He is very rich in his expressions, expands psalms, these terms, but it all works only in one case, when it is addressed to me, to first person singular. But in all cases, when this first person appears, it is dropped. It is singular. It is a linguistical phenomenon, simply incredibly. I can't understand. I might ask, what is linguistical logic? Because mother says to her, is saying to her child, you are with, and the same Marianer en, you are Lord, you are Lord, my Lord shepherd, not my Lord shepherd. And so that ties. Well, now I'm going forward. In first sentence we have one such sample of dropped first pronominal suffix, Marianne ren, vemeden lane kasarli. But very interesting, if we read this whole verse, Marianne ren, vemeden lane kasarli, we see that this first personal suffix appears, but it appears in the other part of the sentence. It appears at the very end of the sentence. If we read not only Marianne ren, but we add here vemeden nehasarli. And this nehasarli in the end, L-E, this is the first person pronominal suffix singular. So it is as if pushed from this first part of sentence to the very end of the sentence. Marianne ren vemeden nehasarli. If we would read this literally, this text, Lord, you are shepherd, and we are not about to fear and nothing should fear about we. This we, this addressing person. First person is at the very end of the sentence. So this first person appears, but quite in other part of the sentence. And this is purely syntactical way of building this sentence and this logic and all. Textually, but morphologically we have this picture what I had tried to picture before your eyes. And so in first sentence we have one sample of this dropped first singular first person singular suffix, and the same, but now look in second verse we have two such dropped suffixes. Ve almar ged ushna nashren. We should say nashreni. Nashreni would mean you are leading me, but the suffix is dropped and in place, so you are refreshing, actually refreshing this. Nashren, you are refreshing, but whom refreshing? Text doesn't say. We have to guess that this nashren means me. It is me whom addresses the text. Nashren ve'almaya nihe nedabran, and to living waters he is living. And once more, to whom leading? Who is the person that this text is addressing? Whom he want to say that he is leading to living waters? But we are to understand that it is me. Mayani ke nedabrani, but the suffix is covered. We don't see it. It is dropped. And so in the second verse we have two this covered dropped suffixes, and in third verse we have two samples of this dropped suffix. Napsh apni, text. When we hear text, we hear napsh. No, in this place it is maybe other situation explanation. Nefesh, we know in Hebrew nefesh it is soul, and this my napshi it is my soul, but this dropped thing is with dropped suffix it sounds napshapni. You are retaining napshapni. You are returning, literally, you are retaining my sound. Apni, retaining, napshapni. And further, vedabran, no, dabran is the same what inserts, and dabran, bashpilai kushta, vedabran, and you had let on the way on the dikaiosina in Greek, dikaiosina and the truth, to the way of the truth, metul shmak, because of your word. Your word. And so in third sentence we have two samples of drop suffixes, but further in fourth sentence we have how much, let me say, in first sentence verse we see two dropped first person suffixes. Apen echaleg benachalai telājai maltā la et halmen bishta metul at am. And in this first verse, we see that just what you told in English, metul at am, metul because you are with, metul at am. In Syriac, metul at am, in English, because you are with. But we are to understand because you are with me. That I told the mother is saying to her child, metul at am, she mother cries, you must be safe, so metul atam, because I am with you, metul atam, but she is dropping the suffix. So we Western hearing, speaking people must much wonder to whom addresses mother this was, metul atam. Ami, this this first person suffix is dropped, metul atam. In Shaptak v'chutrach nun by un, and in the end the rod and your rod is they are defining you, are safeguarding you. How to say? I don't know correctly. Safeguarding you, me. By you ni, by you. It is to by you. What does it mean? It bye. What the mother says to children, bye. It is saying all okay. You are safe. By you, yes. I can't see in Greek where this word. Raptos nu baptisu parekalesan, but autoime parekalesan, Greek. Yeah, no, yeah, bye. I don't know how to say in English. This is, you should understand, bye. And further in fifth sentence, we find two samples of dropped suffixes, and these are dart kedamai pature lugbal belbabai athent rish במשחה וכעס מרב חיה, וכעס מרב חיה. In Hebrew, this is this fifth Dishanta. In Hebrew, you know this. Dishanta b'shemen roshi kosire vaya. Dishanta b'shemen roshi kosire vaya. This is Hebrew. But in Syriac, it doesn't sound maybe so impressive, but it has, this verse has these samples of dropping suffixes. Athent rish b'meshcha, rish, not my head, but rish, house head. We don't understand, but his text says my head. Kasi, not kasi, or in Western tradition we say cause, and we say cause, we understand it is this what it meant by this cause, but I read kasi marve aikhaya, like it is alive. Because in Hebrew we say to kosirevaya, my chalice is full with wine, and all should be so full. And Syriac says little in another way, aikhaya, like alive. Well, and in the last sixth verse, this dropped index is only in one place. Tai būtu verachamaik Ratpoon, leading me, but the text is not leading me, but leading without ratpoon, not ratpooni, but ratpoon. Ratpoon, kulhuņamā tāda, ka jāi demar, betek, demarjā, nu krāda jau mātā, So I tried to tell, I don't know how many time it took for me, I tried to picture this, and now, well, we might ask our GPT friend, what do you think about this? What could you give comment on this, what I told, please? Or he left already, I don't know, maybe he left already, I don't know. I was speaking and maybe he went off. Let us see, but yeah. Yeah. He's now trying to. No, well, it doesn't matter. We heard in the beginning how he commented situation, and he understood quite correctly this grammatical issue. But of course, he couldn't give answer why it is so, because we don't know, never knows why in Syriac language, and so. True be also for Aramaic, why this is just in this way occurring, about this dropping samples of suffixes, and how people understand these sentences with drop. But these dropped grammatical people, professors, Aramaic, Syriac would argue me, you are talking nonsense. These dropped indexes are not only in first person, they occur maybe most it is even in the first person, in the third person plural, always we have dropped for in past tenses. In many paradigm cases we have dropped index, but of course suffix. But of course we may, in every case when they are in text, people want to say more directly what they are about. They are using in place these dropped suffixes. They are using enclitical forms, so suffixes. So nothing is language is lost. The only problem is how people understand text when these lost suffixes are used. But of course, many cases are quite simple to answer. Napример, nefesh at the soul, and with dropped index, it is first napsh. Of course, if someone says napsh, there isn't such word in Syriac, napsh. Napsha. There should napsha and something like that. But when you have napsh as it is dropped suffix, actually this shows that this suffix is present, but only in this as if dropped form, napsh. And every who hears word napsh, she knows that it is first person suffix, but only in this covered dropped option. And every napsh, ani, we should napsh, ani. And when we join this as enclitic napshi, we have napshi. This napsh with pronominal suffix sounds napshi, and all is okay. And people have two options to say this, my soul, or napshi or napsh, but always they understand the same. And so when Syriac is my mother's language, and my mother had using this form every day, then of course I'm used to understand, and my my brain captures this word in the correct form, and when I see my mother and words in her mouth, I understand what they are about. She is addressing me. Whom else she could address? And so I understand these words, and I am happy that my mother language is Syriac or Aramaic, and so linguistical, but linguistical mystery remains behind linguistical mystery. So, well, I might end with this, my text with these words. Yeah, this is mystery. This is mystery. Okay. This is mystery.